Hey guys, so today I have my September favorites. I cannot believe it's October already, and I know everyone says that every video, but it is just crazy, and it's freezing where I'm at right now because I am on the East Coast. So, um, Joaquin is coming to see us, so it has been crazy because we literally had, um, sorry, my nose. There's something on my nose. We've literally had like 3 days of fall weather, like nice solid October fall weather. So I'm kind of upset about that because I love me some fall weather. You guys know that. But I'm just gonna jump right in. I know I've kind of transitioned from trash and treasures into just favorites because less and less I feel like I have things I don't like. So I'm just gonna jump right in. So the first thing is actually this thing that I tried last night for the first time, and it's actually the first Lush item that I've ever tried, and my roommate got it. Candace got it, and it's the Ocean Salt Face and Body Scrub, and I really liked it. I used it last night. It's super abrasive, super exfoliating, but it feels so good after. My skin has not felt that soft in a very long time, so I really enjoyed it. And it has a very fresh, like refreshing, minty lemongrass scent. Or actually, let me just read you what it says. It says a vodka infused cocktail for bright, fresh skin. Um, I don't know, it doesn't really have the notes of what it is in here. Oh, there's lime juice in it and avocado butter. So it just smells really refreshing, kind of like a cleanser, but just very abrasive, like super coarse, like sea salts. So I really liked that. So if you're looking for a new exfoliator, definitely give this a shot. And you don't need to keep it in the fridge like some of the other ones, so that's nice too. So you can keep it for a little bit longer. And then moving on, I'm gonna stick with the face. I have been loving this night cream or night skincare routine that I've been using, and it's from Garnier, and it's the Ultra Lift Miracle Sleeping Cream, and it's this. And then paired with that is the Ultra Lift Miracle. Oh wait, oh, so it's the anti-age plus anti-fatigue eye cream, and this is just the night cream. So I've been loving that duo this month, and I kid you not, this smells like a mimosa. Like it smells like champagne with a little bit of orange juice. Like no orange juice, but it smells like champagne. So it's really cool because you can see how thick it is because it doesn't move, and it's like gel, like a thick jello, and every time I dig into it, the next day I open it and it's completely flat again. So it kind of just remolds itself, which I think is really cool. And then this one has a really jelly consistency, so I like that a lot. I like more of a gel, refreshing feel to my eye creams, so I like that. But also, talking about eye creams, I needed a new one this month, so I started using the CeraVe Eye Repair Cream, and this is my daytime eye cream that I've been using, and I really like it because it does noticeably reduce the look of fine lines when you put your makeup on top, and when I don't use this I do notice a difference. So definitely give that a shot if you're looking for something to just kind of improve the look of your makeup. I haven't seen, because it says it's supposed to reduce the look of dark circles and puffiness, but I don't see that. And these past 2 weeks have been hell weeks at school because I've had my exams, like I've had 4 exams in the past 2 weeks. So I have just been sleep deprived as hell. And this hasn't really shown to reduce the look of dark circles or puffiness, but it definitely still reduces the look of fine lines, and that's a huge concern for me. So I really like that a lot. But my under eyes were actually really dark today, so luckily concealer takes care of that, and you don't need an eye cream for that unless it's a chronic problem where you feel like it's really bad. But this has been working very well for me. And then also, this has been for months, but I guess I've just been using it a lot this month because my skin is getting drier. But I've been adding this Olay facial oil to my foundation, and also I've been starting to use some thicker concealers just for better coverage. And I love adding a drop of this to my under eye concealer just to even further reduce the look of fine lines, because I have a huge issue with that. And not a huge issue, but like I'm really keen to it. It really bothers me every time I look in the mirror and I see like my under eyes are creasing. So I definitely have been enjoying having this, and even just for foundation. So I really like that. And then speaking of foundation, let's move on to the next thing. I have only been using one foundation in the whole month of September, and it is an oldie but a goodie, and just a rediscovery that I've been loving. But it's the L'Oreal True Match, the original one. And this formulation is incredible, and I feel like it's so underhyped or underrated in the drugstore, but it is really nice, and it has a huge shade of variety, or what am I saying? It has a huge range of shades, which is amazing, because I was just talking to Candace yesterday about how I just find it so annoying that so many foundation or so many brands, their line of foundations, it's so limited. Literally, it goes from really light to kind of medium. And in the summer, I can barely get a nice foundation shade because it's so hard to just find one. So I appreciate that the L'Oreal line does do a good job in their shade selection. So that's really nice. But the only bone I have to pick with this foundation is that it needs to hop on board with her sister and put a pump on it, because this packaging gets so messy. Everything just gets clogged up in the lid, and if you've tried this before, you know it's true. And I don't know, maybe I need to, figure out a different packaging thing to do with this, because I just don't like that it pours out so much every time you have to dump it back in, and it's just annoying. So, but definitely the formulation of this is amazing. So definitely give that a shot. And then, excuse me, I have been loving two setting powders, I guess, this month. The first one is a rediscovery because I was finally this color again. It's the Milani pressed powder in golden, and I've had this for a while, but every year I come back to it once I become this shade again, once it gets kind of cold. Or, well, sometimes I'm too dark, sometimes I'm too light for it, so it's a good fall powder for me. And then for my under eyes, I have been loving, for my last video I talked about how I've been loving to bake my under eyes. So I found a new powder for it, and it's the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. And the only bone I have to pick with this guy is that, look how tiny this is. It's literally the size of an eyeshadow. It's awful. So, but the product is really good, and it's only $3, so I can't really complain too much. So I just wish they had it, even if it was the same amount of product, to kind of have it in a wider, flatter packaging, kind of like the NYX setting powders, where it's a bigger bowl, so I can actually swirl my brush in it. And also with e.l.f., they have all this extra plastic packaging where really the product is teeny tiny, minuscule in there. So I would just say to have a bigger packaging, like a flatter but wider. And it does have a sifter, so it's not as messy as their original HD setting powder. So I really like that. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about is kind of just a dupe, I guess. It is in the Balm Shady Lady palette, volume 2, and I guess discovered this a week ago, but I couldn't find my other highlighter, so I mixed Devilish Danielle and Mischievous Marissa, and Mischievous Marissa is one of my all-time favorite eyeshadows anyway, but I mixed those two as my highlighters, and it is so good. It is comparable to the Balm's Mary Luminizer, which I love. I just couldn't find it, but I mixed these two, and my cheeks were wet. Like, I'm wearing it today, and you can see it really catches the light, really just luminous. So here, let me swatch it. I'll swatch it separately. So these are separate, but then when I do it together, it is incredible. So I don't know if you can, oh, there you go. It's wet, but very nice. And also in this palette, actually, I've been loving this month, this Insane Jane up here. It's just this really pretty gunmetal, but like taupey. Like, it's not too cool tone where you can't wear it, which I really love, because usually I kind of stay away from cool tones because I feel like it washes me out. It makes me look really ashy, and I just don't like it. But this Insane Jane in the middle here, and oh, you can't even see it. It's just a really pretty, like, all over the lid color, I guess. And, but also I've been loving this for a cool tone smoky eye to highlight my inner, like, not the inner corner, but just on the lid, just to brighten up the eye when I have a darker smoky eye, because I've been into that lately too. I've been experimenting. But another eyeshadow that I've been loving this month that's also cool toned, I think I'm just trying to transition, but it's this e.l.f. Baked eyeshadow in Bark. And it is just this really pretty taupey, but it's like a cool tone brown. So I don't know if that makes sense, but let me swatch it. This one's much more intense. So I'll swatch it right here. So it's a lot warmer than the Insane Jane from the Balm, but it has the same kind of consistency, and I've been interchanging these just depending on the look I'm going for. Like, if I'm going for just an all over the lid look, I really have been reaching for this e.l.f. one a lot, just to pack on all over the lid and then just to smoke out with a matte color in the crease. But I have been loving that just because it really warms up the face and it just looks so good. I don't know, I really liked that. And then, sorry, let me just get a baby wipe real quick, but the next two things I've been loving is something I've wanted for a while, but I've just held off, and I finally just decided to get it because I wanted it, and I think that you should get it if you want it, when you can. But I finally got these two little babies right here. They're my new babies. They're the Lorac Pro Matte and Metal. So the thing with this is the Lorac Matte is the same, literally the same packaging and texture as the Lorac Pro the first one, and I love it. So it looks like this, and I love this palette to death. I use it to death, but the only problem I have with this kind of packaging is that it is so hard, it's so hard to keep clean. Like, it just smudges. Like, this kind of packaging is just a magnet for smudgy, oily fingers and eyeshadow. Like, look how much damage has been done to this. Like, it's all ugh. And then look at all the shadow that gets everywhere. But I love the feel of this kind of like matted, kind of like the NARS packaging, very just matted black, and I like that a lot. But I've been loving this because it's a great staple travel palette, and it's smaller than the other one, so it's really nice, and it has a matte black, which is great, and then all these browns up here, which I love. And especially I've been loving this burgundy. It's called burgundy, but it's not really a burgundy. It's more of a chocolate cranberry, and I've been loving that in my crease, and I have it in my crease today. I don't think you can see it, but it's just really pretty, really pigmented. You don't need a lot. It just really nice in the crease. And I've also been loving this pink mauve and latte. These are great kind of transition colors right here. It's just kind of a, I guess, like a creme brulee color up here, and like a mauve down here, like a light mauve. And then I've just been using Bare as my brow highlight. And then as for the metal palette, see, I like this packaging better because it is resistant to smudge. Like, any smudge you can wipe off, and it doesn't really smudge. But I just don't like the feel of it. It feels cheaper. That's the thing. It feels cheap, and I don't like it. But I have been really liking this, and I have been loving this amber color. It's a really pretty, bright, kind of foiled orange, like a burnt orange. So I really like that. And then I've also been liking this gilded color, which is a nice yellow. But I was kind of disappointed by this clover right here. It looks like an olive green in there, but it comes off very yellow, and I don't like that. I wish this was more green, so I was kind of disappointed by that, but this blue is really nice too. Lastly, we're going to move on to lips, and this is a rediscovery, but I have been using this almost every day, but it's the Revlon Super Lustrous Lipstick in Berry Rich, and I loved this back then, but I've just rediscovered it, and I have been using this so much. It is a great My Lips But Better color for me, just because, I don't know, I just love how it looks on my lips and my skin tone. It's very natural. I know it looks very pink on here, but it's just very nice with, like, a fall look. So I've been reaching for this a lot, and it's just been in my bag a lot. And then I wanted to kind of share a dupe with you guys. I used this once this month, but I just thought it was a nice dupe. So the expensive version is the NARS in Cruella, and I got this from Sephora for my birthday, and it's right here. So it's a really nice, just classic romantic red, not too bright but not too deep. And then the dupe is this Revlon Color Burst Matte Balm in Stand Out, and there's so much more product in here, and it's cheaper, and it's creamier, I'll have to say. It's much creamier, but it is a great dupe for it. Just the same kind of burnt red, but not burnt. I don't know why I keep saying that, because it's not as burnt as something like this Crimson from Revlon. It's not as burnt as that, because that's a lot darker, but it is definitely the same kind of finish. Like, it has a velvety semi-matte finish, both of those, and it just gives off the same color payoff. And I personally like the Revlon better just because it's creamier, so it's not as drying, but definitely check that out if you're looking for a dupe for this. And then lastly, I found this at the dollar store, but I am just in love with it, and I've been using it to hold my lip liners and like lip crayons and stuff. But here, let me dump it out so you can see what it is. But it is a glass cup, but it's in the shape and design of a Coca-Cola can, and I think it's so cute. I don't know if you can even see it. Hold on. Let me hold something up behind it so you can see it. Okay. Can you see it? Okay, so it's just like a Coca-Cola design. I think it's so cute, and I've just been loving it. I love looking at it every day, holding my lip liners. So I don't know if there's a dollar store near you that has it, but definitely check that out if you're looking for just a cute display item. But that completes my September favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got some tips and recommendations from it. And let me know what other videos you want to see. Let me know what you guys have been loving for September. And I will talk to you guys in a video very soon. And have a great day. Bye.